Welcome to Viral Ghost Stories, the internet's most haunted corner. Tonight, I'm taking you beyond the typical campfire tales. Forget Slender Man and the Hook Man. These are 5 terrifying legends you've probably never heard of, but after tonight, you'll wish you hadn't. Watch until the end, because one of these stories might just be true, and you'll want to decide for yourself. 1. The Dullahan, Ireland's headless harbinger. In the darkest corners of Ireland, locals whisper about the Dullahan, headless horseman who rides a black steed, carrying his own rotting head under one arm. With a whip made of a human spine, the Dullahan appears only to call out the name of someone doomed to die. When he stops riding, someone's fate is sealed. And if you dare to watch him pass, he might blind you by throwing a basin of blood in your face. But here's the part that chills me. Some say if you hear hooves echoing outside your window at night, the Dullahan could be coming for you next. Would you look outside if you heard him? Or would you hide and hope he doesn't call your name? 2. The Aswang, the Night Stalker of the Philippines. In the Philippines, parents warn their children about the Aswang, a shape-shifting creature that blends in by day, but at night transforms into a horrifying monster. The Aswang preys on the vulnerable, especially pregnant women and children, using a long, needle-like tongue to drain its victims. Locals say you can spot an Aswang by looking into their eyes. Your reflection will appear upside down. But what if you discovered your neighbor was an Aswang? Would you confront them? Or would you run before sunset? 3. The Kappa, Japan's river demon. Japanese rivers hide a deadly secret, the Kappa. This water demon lures victims, especially children, into the water, then drowns them and steals their mythical soul ball, the Shirikodama, from, well, you don't want to know where. The Kappa is obsessed with politeness, though. If you bow deeply, it'll bow back and spill the water from its head, robbing it of its power. But if you're ever alone near a river and see ripples with no wind, would you risk bowing? Or would you run before the Kappa drags you under? 4. The Alp, Germany's nightmare spirit. Ever wake up in the middle of the night, frozen, unable to move? In Germany, they say it's the Alp, a vampiric spirit that sits on your chest, feeding on your fear and causing horrific nightmares. The Alp can slip through keyholes or even right in on your pet. Some say it leaves a small, horseshoe-shaped mark on your chest. If you find yourself paralyzed in the dark, is it just sleep paralysis? Or has the Alp come to visit? 5. The Wendigo, North America's cannibal spirit. When winter falls and hunger sets in, beware the Wendigo. This legend comes from Algonquin folklore, a monstrous spirit of greed and famine. The Wendigo is said to possess humans, driving them to commit unspeakable acts of cannibalism. It's always hungry, growing taller with every meal, but never satisfied. Its icy breath and foul stench are said to be the only warning before it strikes. If you ever get lost in the woods and hear your name whispered in the wind, would you answer? Or would you run, hoping the Wendigo doesn't catch your scent? So which of these legends terrified you the most? Have you heard of any even creepier stories? Drop your scariest legend in the comments. I might feature it in a future video. Smash that like button if you want more nightmare fuel, and subscribe so you never miss what's lurking just beyond the screen. And remember, sometimes legends are the only warning you get.